Today's episode of What Did I Order 3 months ago is lubricated by Folkfest Lager, made by Little Brown Jug Brewing in Winnipeg. This is one of the special brews that they make for various events around Winnipeg, and this one is marking the 50th anniversary of the Winnipeg Folk Music Festival, which happened about 2 weeks ago as you're watching this. For such a light beer, that's not horrible. I don't mind something like that for the summer. Anyway, here we go with the first thing in. As usual, there's no customs lies on the outside of the package, so it is a circuit board. It is a kit. It is a 43 LED Windmill kit. Electric kit, multi-style pattern, Windmill, flower, water, white, 43 LEDs, fun soldering component training suite. As I was trolling around eBay and AliExpress, it occurred to me that I'd best be restocking my kit supply before we get to the end of the year so that I can do my usual annual kit extravaganza in December. Similar description to what was on the package: DIY electronic kit, multi-style pattern electronic Windmill, flowing water light, 43 LED, 5-volt fun soldering component training suite. And it looks like all of the LEDs are multiplexed out of that one, what does that say, DX158, presumably a microcontroller. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on in there. Okay, Android interface power socket. Yeah, that's like a USB, sure, whatever. Okay, so this is, as I said, one kit to restock my supply so that we have something to solder up in December. Right, on to the next thing. I expect there will be a few more kits rolling in the next month or so for that same purpose, but meanwhile, we'll see what this next thing is. I don't know if it's a kit. I don't know anything about it. It's got some weight to it, though. Bag in a bag. Cell phone LCD fixed clamp. Okay, 4 pieces. So I'm thinking that I ordered these just as another alternate type of board holder for soldering. However, they don't look like they clamp down very tight. Yeah, only about 5 millimeters thick is the minimum that they can clamp onto, out to a maximum of about 13 millimeters. Okay, so for the purpose that they are intended, I guess they'll work just fine, which is applications such as that when you're repairing a phone, but that's not really something that I do that often. Oh well, I suppose I could put a 3D printed insert in there, or, oh, some of that foam that I got that was not what I thought it was a few weeks ago. Maybe I can glue an extra piece of that in there and that can grab on. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. 4 pieces, universal mobile phone LCD screen, fixed clamp, aluminum alloy fixing clip for iPhone or for iPad, curved surface, repair phone, yeah, whatever. I paid $8 something for these back when I ordered them 3-ish months ago. They seem to have gone up, but they're still on discount from what they pretend that it might actually be worth, but it really isn't. If you're repairing phones, these might be just the ticket. For the purpose that I intended them for, not so much, but like I said, I might be able to adapt them if I can find that foam that I accidentally ordered a few months ago and glue it on there. All right, let's see what's next. It feels kind of soft and maybe fabricy, which is unusual. Oh, it's 2 packages. Okay, hang on. All right, they don't have my name on the outside of them, so I can show them to you. What's inside bag number 1? It is a cable. It is a blue cable, a blue 1 meter cable. Oh, okay, I remember ordering these. These are supposedly a heavier duty USB-C cable, silicone jacketing on them. Nice little strap on there. And they are supposed to be a little bit higher quality and a little bit higher current capacity. Although I'm noticing on this one, the chrome plating is just flaking right off. So that doesn't scream high quality. I think I can see a little bit of brassiness or copperiness underneath where that's flaked off. Yeah, that doesn't scream quality. The reason that I ordered these is many months ago when I got this Kaiwit's USB-powered soldering iron to review. Actually, it's probably closer to a year ago. It came with this cable, and I really like it. It does have good current handling. I've tried that multiple times. Nice and silicone-y, so I thought I would order something similar just to have more of them around. However, as you can see, this is a much less substantial cable. And as we already discovered almost immediately, the connectors are not as good a plating on them as these. These look like they're a brushed aluminum or something, which seem like a much more solid cable. This looks like a cable that somebody saw these ones, didn't take any measurements, and went and made their own. New 120 watt 7 amp super fast charge PD type C liquid silicone cable, 1.5 or 2 meter USB cable, C to C cable for whatever. So I got the blue one in 1 meter. It cost me, well, back when I bought it, it cost me about $3.60. So that's not bad. The 2 meter is not double the price. Color, the color changes things a little bit. Interesting. Regardless, it's the same cable all the way across, and you can see how I was tricked in thinking that this might be the same cable as that black one that I already have. And there's others similar to it, and I think I've ordered some others from other vendors too, so we'll see when they show up as well. But let's see what else showed up in that package. It says network cable untwist tool. I don't know what that could be, and I don't remember off the top of my head what it might be either. It calls itself Pen Type Ethernet Cable Organizer. All right. Oh, there we go. Handle's made of ABS plastic, and the tool holder is made of nylon. Elastic skin opening function, automatically adjusts the size of the wire cord, no damage to the cable. It can quickly divide into range lines, improve work efficiency, and reduce hand fatigue. Suitable for dividing straightened Class 5, Class 6, and Class 7 network cables. Network cable untwist tool, 0.8 to 1.8 millimeter engineer wire straightener for wires pair separator tool. It was much less than that. It was only about $4 when I bought it. So we'll see if it actually works or does the job, I guess. Not that I do an awful lot of Cat 5 installation anymore now that I've retired, but hey, cheap tools are cheap tools. So here is a piece of Cat 5 UTP, unshielded twisted pairs. And I think you just push that down, put that guy in there, let the spring pressure take it, give it a couple of those, pull that off. Now, did it go in so far as to nick the wires? I'll just yoink those out a little bit further, and it doesn't look like it did, so there's a win. Although with a bit of experience, you can do that with a knife every single time anyway. Doing it how I normally would, which is like this. I mean, okay, sure, why not? And now this part down here, I think it claims that you do that and it straightens them out. And again, I don't know how that is much better than just doing that, but I guess it's something. I think I've probably wasted my money a little bit, but who knows, maybe that does come out a little bit straighter than just pulling it through my fingers. I don't know. The packages get bigger and bigger, and this one is, I don't know what it is, but I'm guessing again it was from that same time period. So let's see what we got here. We have two things. This one calls itself Phone Repair Clips, Screen Securing Clips, Tools, Precision Screwdriver Set Repair Tool. We'll set that other one aside and we'll see what kind of a tool this is, if that description is accurate. Oh, it's a different version of the same kind of an idea. And again, I assume that I bought these thinking that they might be able to be used for holding boards while I'm soldering them. Let's see how thin these will go. Oh yeah, that'll go right down there. That's what I was looking for. So if I'm trying to hold something that is maybe a little bit more awkwardly shaped than a regular rectangular board. That might give me some options. I don't know. Maybe if to hold the case of something, if I'm soldering connectors onto it and things like that. So these are basically just a little screw mechanism that runs the thing up and down. Can I pop that plastic cover off and take a look inside? Yeah, it's just a thread that's threaded into this piece here and just runs it up and down. Okay. One repair clamp, screen clamp, securing clip tools, precision screwdriver set. I guess that's some of the other things that they sell, but this basic, just the set of clamps costs $6.59, which is a couple of dollars cheaper than those other ones. Oh yeah, there's the screwdriver kit that I could have got with it, but I have multiple sets of miniature screwdrivers, so I didn't really need that. And yeah, for only $6.50, it's not a bad experiment. And in this case, it seems to have paid off because I think it's going to work. This is a 36-piece terminal removal tool kit, depinning tool, electrical connector pin removal, car optional wire terminal removing tools. If that's what I think it is, that could come in handy. Oh wow. Let me just get these all sort of organized-ish on their little key ring, which is an interesting way of storing them. So, looks like there's 2 or 3 different styles here. We have these ones, which are for the older Molex style. These kind of forked ones that I don't really recognize. And then some just straight pin type ones, various different shapes and descriptions. 36-piece terminal removing tool kit, depinning tool, electrical connector, pin removal, car optional wiring, terminal removal tools. Yeah, I'm not sure about the automotive, but I'm assuming the ones that I don't really recognize, these forked ones, are probably for some common automotive connectors that I'm not familiar with. I know I've got a couple of automotive folks in the comments. If you wouldn't mind, if you recognize any of those, let me know, just so I know what I'm looking for. So there are some of the connectors that they show it being used on, and I don't recognize those connectors. I'm going to assume those are automotive. But other than that, they just keep showing more and more and more pictures. There is a couple of the different ways of using them depending on your connector. All right. And again, each different connector type is going to have a different shape that you need to get into. And now, the last and largest of the packages for today. And this one also feels like it's got more than one thing in it. So, even though I only pull 5 packages for these mailbags, we're getting a lot of bonus material today. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in here. Wow. I guess we'll start with this one. This looks like a CPU fan and cooler and stuff like that. And it looks like that because that's exactly what it is. For AMD or, well, yeah, Intel or AMD, whatever, they're saying it'll fit just about anything, which obviously we know is not correct. It has a couple of 6mm heat pipes on it. It's got a 90 by 90 by 25mm thick fan, which runs at 2000 RPM, give or take. Okay, so it's got all kinds of mounting brackets for it. I haven't built a PC in a while. Oh, it even comes with heatsink goop. So I'm not sure what all the different bracketry these days is. There is a 3-pin connector for the fan, which I'm assuming is... oh, it's a 4-pin, okay. Anyway, I'm assuming that is power ground, PWM, and tachometer back. Could be wrong, don't know. That is an incredibly tiny little block down there to go onto your chip. Wow, that is tiny. There's some hold down brackets and a little bit of plastic hardware. So if I had been ordering this for a computer, I probably would have been disappointed, but I'm not. This I am hoping to use for the last part of upgrading my my homemade DC load. I've got some bigger resistors and bigger MOSFETs to use, so I was hoping that this was a bigger pad, but I'm hoping to be able to clamp at least the resistors or the MOSFET, whichever one gets hotter, onto this thing and use that for some active cooling rather than just relying on ever larger heat sinks. Not sure how that's going to work out, but that was my plan. I was just expecting this block to be a little bit larger. CPU, air cooler, bunch of different stuff, 3-pin or 4-pin. I got the 4-pin version. All these various different things. It looks like it's got some lights in it, maybe. I think it was this one over here, which is the cheapest, which makes a certain amount of sense. I heard the one that claims to be AMD, but I don't think it really matters for my application. And yeah, that 4-pin is PWM, so I can adjust the speed of it with a PWM pulse if I choose to. Other than that, there are all the specs for the thing. The one thing that it doesn't call out is the size of the block that goes on top of your heat generating device. Oh, there's something else in the bag still. Okay, what are you? It's one of those silicone desk pad soldering mat things that are so popular with my fellow YouTubers and other electronics aficionados. This particular one is 280 by 200 millimeters and has a millimeter ruler up here up to 26 centimeters, and has 4 little compartments up there to store screws and things. And then being silicone, you can solder on top of it and it's not going to melt, unlike my cutting mat down here, which still functions good as a cutting mat but doesn't do so well against heat. So I often bring in a hot glue pad or something like that just to protect the bench if I have to solder directly on it. But I think this will help me out with that. And it looks colorful sitting on the workbench. Soldering station mat, silicone work mat, heat resistant, 932 degrees Fahrenheit. Very precise number. Maybe not accurate, but definitely precise. Anti-static mat for electronic, phone, laptop, watch repair. I don't know if it's anti-static exactly, although silicone doesn't generate its own static really. Anyway, I got the 20 by 28 centimeter version today. It is selling for $869. It was $450 when I bought it on sale months and months and months ago. There is, of course, various different versions that they have. I picked one of the cheapest ones. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. It's not afraid of fire. Very important. And yeah, you can use it as just an electronics work surface. It's also, being silicone, it's non-skid, so if you're working on something that likes to skid right out of the way, that's probably a good option. Anyway, there it is. You've seen these on like half of the electronics channels you watch probably. Most of these guys have larger ones. I still like my cutting mat, but when I need to do stuff that's going to cause heat damage, I will definitely bring this out and toss it on. Right, 2 other packages that were in that box, or in that bag. What is this? 1 or 2 pieces mirror marker pen, DIY reflective paint pens, mirror marker, chrome, gold, silver. Sounds like a silver Sharpie to me. It is 2 pens, 2 chrome paint marker pens. And they're definitely paint pens because you can hear the little ball bearing or whatever inside there rattling around. Now, silver has always been something that's been really, really difficult for paint to get a chrome kind of a finish anyway. The typical silver paints that you get, and this is, I think, silver model paint on top of just green 3D print, looks kind of like that. I probably could have done a better job, but that's not convincingly chrome at all. Let's see what happens here. Let's prime the pen a little bit and see if we can chrome up this tool a little bit here. We shall see. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm just going to do a section of it. I've got 2 of these pens. That's the other thing. I'm going to assume that these things, once you've used them, are going to be a bit of a bear to get clean or not to dry up under the cap. I hope I'm wrong. At least while it's wet, that looks really shiny and chromy. I'm going to let it dry and we'll see what it looks like by the end of the video. 1, 2, or 3 pieces mirror marker pen, DIY reflective paint pens, mirror markers, chrome, silver, gold, copper, color signature, car art, craft work. I got the 2 of these and they were only $2.50 back when I bought them, but again, shop around. You're always going to find prices all over the place. Not much information down here other than they're demonstrating a few things. And the final thing in this extendo mailbag, oh, it's got notes on it too. Hi-Fi wired earphone, 3.5mm sport earbud. Okay, I think I remember what this is too, and I think it is another of the in-ear monitor style headphones. Yes, that is exactly what it is. Are these the ones that can plug into my Bluetooth? No, these are the permanently wired ones. Okay, that's fine, because as you may remember, I built a Bluetooth to 3.5mm headphone adapter a year or 2 ago. I don't know, I'll put the link over there. Anyway, this one has the 4-conductor 3.5mm, which means it's got a microphone in this little volume control pause button unit on there. And it has, let's see now, these are the over-ear pieces. These are more in the style of in-ear monitor that a musician might wear. But what do we do here? So these just, these little silicone covers just slip on there. I'm not going to do it right now, and conform to your ear to hold them in place, so they're not being held in place just by being corked into your ear hole. It's excellent for comfort, and it makes them just stay put when you're jogging or just out and about. Original QKZ AK6 copper driver hi-fi wired earphone, 3.5mm, and all the rest of that stuff with microphone in this case. There's a wide variety of them in different colors. That's the one that I chose. Currently going for $8.13, but as I mentioned, it was on sale for $4 and change back when I bought it. When did I get? I ordered all this stuff back in early April, and it took about a month to get here, and that's been chilling in my mail queue ever since. So you'll excuse me if I'm not 100% up on all the details of why I ordered it. They claim a 20 to 20K frequency range, as does every piece of audio equipment ever, except for the most professional ones that are actually measured. You can get it with or without a microphone. I chose the one with the microphone for no particular reason than it happened to be less expensive on the day that I ordered it. This brand is pretty good quality for the price, especially for the price. And it is a brand that I have seen being recommended by professional sound guys for musicians. Not this particular model necessarily, because it is from the cheap end of their line, but these ones, I can vouch for them. I've been using them for quite a while, and I said my kid grabbed one of the sets from me and won't give it back to me. And they are a musician themselves, so I guess that is some kind of a vote of confidence on them. And there is the contents of today's oversized Mailbag Monday haul. Quite the variety. We've got these 2 different types of clamps here. They're designed for working on cell phone repairs. These ones only close down that much, which is not great. These ones close down all the way, which means they will be the ones that I think I'm going to be using more. Technically, I think these ones are actually a little bit more solid design. These ones are a bit floppier and less aligned, but they clamp down right tight, and I think I will be using those more likely. There's this weird little cable stripping tool. The jacket stripper is not a bad idea. This little grabbing and pulling and straightening your conductors, I'm not sure if I'm sold on it or not, but it was a relatively cheap tool, so might as well grab one just for the fun of it, I guess. There is this kit, the what do they call it, a windmill or flower kit. And we'll build that sometime in December as part of my December month O kit builds. You can look forward to that, and whatever other kits that I get in the future here. There is this USB-C cable. It claims ridiculously high wattage capability. I'm not convinced. I will probably give it some testing later on once I rebuild my DC load. But in the meantime, I'll use it to charge my phone and just, I mean, it should work just fine for that. I don't even know if it's got all the pins in it. Actually, hang on. Oh no, it's not a high-speed cable. It does have the CC and the main data pair, but it doesn't have data pair 1 and data pair 2. But still, it's a good power cable, I'm sure, and it, well, I hope anyway, and it should be able to do at least basic data transfer. But it's not as heavy duty as I was hoping it would be compared to that Kaiweets one that I got a long time ago. Anyway, onward. There is these connector depinning tools. Some of them I'm sure will come in handy at various points in the future. Got a bit of a giggle out of these Molex ones because those look for all the world like they've taken a crimp ferrule and jammed it onto a handle. I don't know, are you seeing that? Anyway, they do the job. This one, the black size one, works on the size of Molex cables that they typically used in old PC power supplies, so that one definitely works. And the straight pointy stabby ones definitely work for the JST type connectors. Like I said, let me know if you have used some of these other fork style ones in automotive or whatever, and what type of connectors they're for. But regardless, I'm going to hang on to those because those look like they could be useful. What else? Oh, these chrome paint pens. Yeah, that definitely looks chromy. It is dry now. It's not, maybe if I was to polish it up, I'm not sure, but that definitely looks a lot more chromium metallic than the old school silver paint. But what I think I'm going to use it for, as I mentioned, is just adding some detail to some 3D prints when they need it. This Benchy, of course, didn't need some chrome bling, but that didn't stop me from doing it. And the last thing in is these KZ earbuds, in-ear monitors. They are, as I said, for under $10, they are probably one of the better sounding sets of earbuds you can find. Even better price to value ratio if you can find them on sale like I did. Oh, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Not quite as much electronicsy stuff as I would normally have, but this is just, like I said, from a shopping spree or 2 or 3 that I had on AliExpress back about 3 months ago. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. And then there was this this heatsink cooling pipe fan unit here that I'm hoping that I can use to upgrade my my electronic load. I'm hoping that I can attach some other heatsink or other chunk of aluminum or something onto that piece so that I can mount more stuff to it, but I don't know. That may not work. We shall see. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks to my Patreon supporters, my YouTube channel members, people who have thrown a few dollars at me in various different ways over the years. I really do appreciate that. Helps make it a little bit easier on my budget around here, and of course helps keep the beer fridge full. Appreciate that. Well, thanks once again for watching, everybody. Questions or comments down below, and I will talk to you later.